measures that are guided by our constitutions, that our national interest must be first. And the media is regulated by the Media Act that stipulates the code of conduct for the media practitioners and journalists. And enforcement of that is critical, and then accompanied by the Data Protection Act that clearly shows what is private, what is not private. The expectation is self-regulation and self-censorship. But in the event that this does not happen, there are complaint mechanisms through the Media Council of Kenya and through the Media Complaint Commission where this can be followed. But the approach I will take, if approved by this committee, is collaborative approach, that first of all we need to spread national cohesion agenda, that national interest comes first, that the media has a role in terms of crisis, and it should not be seen to be escalating. It should be seen to be creating peace, love, and unity as per our aspiration in the country.
Junet? Mr. Speaker, sir, I wanted to ask the nominee two issues. One is in this information age, and Kenya remains vulnerable to computer misuse and cyber crimes. But Parliament had enacted Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act, Cap 79C, and Data Protection Act 411C to prevent that risk associated with those. But despite that, despite Parliament enacting those laws, people still experience cyberbullying, exposure of protected personal data, misinformation, disinformation, incitement, hate speech online, and those kind of things. Propaganda, incitement to violence. So what will be your plan to address those challenges? What do you think you can, as a minister, what measures will you put in place to make sure those things are addressed? That's one. The second one is about the media. Article 35 of the Constitution. 34, freedom of the media. Very clear that says freedom and independence of electronic, print, and all other types of media is guaranteed, but does not extend to any expression specified under Article 33, which is very clear. Hate speech, propaganda to war, incitement to violence, advocacy of hatred, such kind of things. And also, the most important one is in the exercise of the right to freedom of expression, every person shall respect the rights and reputation of others. But now, are you going to be the kind of man, how far is your belief in the freedom of media? Are you the kind of person when you get annoyed, you'll shut down the media and close them down or break their equipment in the mountains? What is your view on that?
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Like when someone long time said, when you rattle a snake, if a snake is rattled, what will you do?
Thank you, the Honorable Member. I am a strong believer of the freedom of the media, being an information scientist, and also I believe that all the actors, while we have the media should be free, then it is their responsibility to be responsible and accountable. So there is a balancing act, and considering there are rules and regulations guided by the Constitution that defines our responsibilities, but then there are sectoral policies and regulation, starting with the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act that clearly stipulate what is considered a crime when you are using digital technologies, and the enforcing mechanism to ensure that everybody is safe and allowed to experience their freedom in the digital space. Again, the other thing of consideration is that international laws recognize cyberspace, and it's guarded by the same laws. So basically, again, is to align ourselves with what is happening internationally, because cyber security, cybercrime, all these issues of cyber hygiene, they are of global nature, and it's not only our country that is having these challenges, it's a global challenge. So again, is to align ourselves with what is happening globally. Again, the Data Protection Act, which again aims at protecting personal data and privacy, and that's another policy that needs to be enabled or to be strengthened to address these kind of challenges. And the other thing we said, self-regulation or self-censorship of every person, and recognizing that in digital space, you are dealing with masses. So it's about always the media following their code of conduct. Is it the right information? Is it factual? Have they checked the integrity of the information? So those are some of the self-regulations that we'll be pushing as a ministry to ensure that when we are exercising our rights as per the constitutions, we are abiding by the rules at the same time.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Dr. There's a place called Mulot in Bomet County. Mulot is where you have a group of young people who are extremely brilliant. They sometimes or occasionally misuse technology. They actually take money from your phone politely and have it deposited on their phones. Is there a way that, you know, as a ministry, you can tap into the knowledge of these many young people so that you have what we'll probably call ethical hackers? Sometimes you find government systems collapsing because of hacking, yet you have a group of so many young people, brilliant young people, who you can tap their knowledge on technology and have them earn meaningful salaries. What is your view on that?
Leader, I want to confirm what Nelson is saying. I'm a victim, and we are in court with a very brilliant young man. It is real. What Koech has said is real. I'm a victim.
Is the young man brilliant, or the opposite is you?
You know, Speaker, I'm just confirming the brilliant nature of the young generation we're having, and the CS as he takes up the docket. You are not just...
And I said that in jest.
Yes.
It's okay, it's okay.
She takes, if she is appointed by this committee, you are dealing with a young, vibrant generation, competent on IT.
Thank you. You have exhausted your right to ask another question. Yes. Naisula, let's take one or two, then you answer. If you ask short questions, we can take even 3 at a time.
I'm happy with 2.
2. Okay. So you have had Nelson with a rider from Honorable Mole. Now Naisula.
All right. I'll be direct because it's somehow been asked, because you've said the media has to be accountable and responsible. I want you to say it. What is being responsible and accountable? Because how do you plan to work with other government departments, ministries and agencies, including Parliament, to protect media freedom and secure public trust? The second question, revamping KBC. That has been a song every other day, and it's our national broadcaster. What are your thoughts about KBC and its current state and what it should be? The last one, yes, and I have to declare interest. I worked there for 7 years. Now, the government has also reported that since the beginning of the program on digital jobs, 390,000 youths have been trained, while the government has helped create 139,000 digital jobs for the youth. The problem, Madam Nominee, is that Kenyans have lost trust. You can't verify this information. You know, a leader just says, we've done this, we've done that. What will this ministry, or what will you do to ensure that this data can also be seen and be verified by Kenyans as you communicate your government or the current Kenya Kwanza achievements in a verifiable manner?
Nominee, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable members, for the question, and I'll start with the question from the Honorable Member Koech. The issue of young people being very competent, being savvy in technology and using it for the wrong things, and basically technology was developed to address emerging challenges, but there are other things, the side effects of the technology. And yes, we have seen that we have very competent young people. And we are talking of creating centers of excellence where we can start software development. And the reason I'm saying this is that so far we have been focused on our entry-level skilling, but then we need to move a notch higher and start producing market leaders in software development, in software engineering, that can solve our challenges, but then also be the ethical hackers you mentioned. So that, first of all, our systems are going to be robust, but then also one of the challenges we are having is mass education on cyber hygiene, so that everybody understands their devices and also understand the interconnection of these devices from the device to the internet. What are the layers and what do they need to do? And that's another area that I find that these young people, we can make use of them to offer the training, and that will also be creating the jobs that the Kenya Kwanza government has promised the Kenyans. So in short is that we can harness these skills and ensure that we take advantage of these skills and enlarge to software development and engineering, and also use these young people to train user awareness, because as we move digital, everybody is affected, and we need to have a critical mass of people who are able to follow very clearly their digital prints and be sure of their security as they move along. Then to the Honorable Member Naisura, with regard to KBC, and yes, KBC is a public good that has very good resources that can be harnessed for the development of the country. Some of the suggestions I'll put forward is, first of all, looking at the business case for KBC, because what has happened is emerging technologies have come, and because agility in the public sector has not been able to move as fast as the private media houses. So one of the things I will suggest is relooking at the positioning of KBC, and in collaboration with other media houses, coming up with a partnership, leveraging on the huge infrastructure they have. Then it could be one of the ways of ensuring that they are sustainable. And also we have challenges, international, also moving into the digital space. We may need to ensure that they move with times and start incorporative technology in their activities. The other question you asked is on digital jobs and whether we are able to do monitoring and evaluation to ensure that we can speak to the numbers we say we are training. And I think this is where, again, we have to work in a collaborative approach from the national government to the county government, and through the connectivity we are talking about out to the ward level, then we are able to correct exact data of who is using this iHub and what they are using them for, because that is another information we need as a country to ensure that we are directing development to where the need is. So yes, I commit as a researcher and someone who is guided by figures. That is one of my priorities, just to find out who are these young people that we say we have trained, and what exactly are they doing with the training we have provided them, and are they using it for the socio-economic development of the country and also to improve on their livelihoods. And then, because one of the work or some of the focus we'd want to do is also to focus on international jobs, that the fact that we are connecting up to the ward level, we are connecting up to the marketplace, we are connecting up to the health facilities, up to local authorities. With all this connectivity, then what do people do with the internet? And this is an area that we now want to start focusing on content, and again, working with other government agencies like the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. They have a lot of statistics that can be used by innovators and these young people in the rural areas to start coming up with solutions that can address local challenges. Because basically when we talk about digital space or internet, it is an enabler. It's an enabler in health, in education, in agriculture, and we should use it for that. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Posing. Honorable Posing.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable